Hey there everybody, Pop on Top here. Welcome back to some more Fallout 4 mods. In today's mod we got a new weapon. We gotta actually go get the thing. We're here at the Fraternal Post 115, kind of an iconic location. Because it's where if you're a male character, you're supposed to have gone here to make your little speech or whatever. But we're going to find a new weapon here. This is the Japanese Type 4 Garand, which we'll get into as we get it. So first and foremost, we gotta head into the Fraternal Post 115 to go get it. Hopefully I can find it. As mentioned in previous videos multiple times, I'm very bad at finding things. So this one should be pretty clear. Now, there's super mutants here. We should have to deal with that. I'm kind of going through this all together with you guys so you guys can see me directly find it. Some people, if I just show you, like, the location, people can't figure out where it's at. Now, there's a blind super mutant in here, too. That's the kind of cool thing. This guy right here, Deadeye, who is blind, who's, you know, unfortunately going to get critted in the head. And that's that. Now, they do have an alarm system here, I believe, right? So, like, if they notice that I'm here, they will get me. Let's just grab all this stuff, too. But there is a Type 4 right here on the top of the trunk. Look, I found it right away, you guys. And then Deadeye is here with his Yaoguai meat. And then you get the gun and bullets here. And then you can talk in the microphone here if you're a male character, right?
War never changes.
That's where you're supposed to say that. That starts the beginning of the game. It's an interesting thing. Anyway, Type 4 Garand here. So this Type 4... it shoots, what is this, .308 by default, so I'll have to give myself that ammunition. We'll take a look at it at my workshop and stuff, and with some bullets and stuff, and I'll see you guys when I get there. Alright everybody, so I made it back to my settlement with the weapon, and I have noticed a few things here, as I've been testing it. It does have a unique firing sound here. And like, the action, you see that? How like the bolt well, it's not a bolt, but what is it? Like the firing mechanism goes through the weapon, and you don't reload a magazine. So that's kind of not great at all, right? Like that's just really just not acceptable levels of weapon modding, right? You just have filler things that don't work. So obviously, this was the Japanese attempt to convert the Garand, which they found, and use it to shoot 7.7 58 millimeter ammunition in a mag. So where they like side loaded them, there's two little like clips in there, so this doesn't ping like a regular Garand. It looks like a Garand because it functionally is. It's just modified Garand with no magazine. And then you're like doing some animation here that's not right. Like none of this makes any sense. Like it's just using like some kind of maybe a vanilla animation or something, but it needs some custom animation work because this isn't doing anything. The magazine doesn't move, right? Like and then like even the animations that do work are clipping through the gun, right? Like it's like a combat rifle animation, right? Isn't it? I feel like I've seen this one before, and I'm like not a super good at. But yeah, I could see the weapon going through the weapon as I'm shooting it. Maybe partially because I have a high field of view, but still, that's a lot to look at there. Now it does have some customization. We're gonna go through it and see how it functions and stuff. But so receiver stuff, I imagine chrysanthemum. That's a weird name. For a receiver. It's not advanced, it's chrysanthemum, okay? So you have light barrel, improved light barrel. So these increase range, it's just better overall, right? So you have polymer stock, and then a cherry wood stock. The cherry wood stock is just the best one, if you really want to do that. I mean, it's a very bright wood color. Quick load magazine, better reload speed. I mean, we'll see. And then we have a ×2 or ×4 scope. I mean, we'll put one on there to see what it looks like. Then we have a bayonet, a mid-war bayonet, and then an early model bayonet. This is like, you know, different levels of bayonet, no suppressors, no nothing like that, and it says it can take the enclave paint. Because like I said, I think it's trying to be a combat rifle. Now this scope is a little bit weird with its mounting, but it seems like it'd be fine, right? And then at least you can't see the gun shoot through itself when you have the scope in there, right? Because obviously that is the thing. The animation doesn't make any sense at all. There's no reload here. Like that's not acceptable, right? Like I really don't like being. It's not what I would consider mean, but I just don't like covering mods and then having them be, you know, broken as fuck. I hate just broken shit. There's like you can be like, oh, I tried really hard. I mean, but it's still broken. It doesn't just because you tried hard doesn't make it any less broken, right? Like it's just is unfortunate side of the effect of the weapon is that like the firing looks all right, like but the reload animation is completely whacked out. Let's see what it looks like in the third person. I mean, it looks fine, right? Like firing wise. That reload is still wrong. There's no way that's how you'd reload the gun, right? There's no reason that you would ever come up to the top of the weapon. You pull a magazine out that doesn't exist, and then put a magazine in that doesn't exist. It just doesn't have any. It just pulls me immediately out of the gun, right? There's nothing I see here that like keeps me into it. Like there's cool stuff here. Like the scope looks cool. Like I like the little custom scope model. Like there's cool stuff in here. The different wood models and stuff is cool. You could do the polymer stuff if you want to. It is technically lighter, right? You can have a polymer gun. The quick load magazine is faster. The 4x scope, I imagine, looks cool and stuff. The bayonets of different varieties for more damage, right? But you do lose range for that. I never ever have used a bayonet in Fallout. I can't even imagine a time. Weird chrysanthemum receiver name thing. But, like, I'm sure the weapon's going to function really well, too. It's going to slap. It's going to go around. We're going to snipe people. I'm not sneaky style, but we will be able to kill them. But just that reload is not going to cut it for me, right? Like, and I think the texture quality here is just okay, right? Like, I think it looks really, especially with the polymer stuff on there, really flat. I mean, Fallout's getting old. It's almost a 10-year-old game, I think, something like that. It's like, or more, even more at this one. I don't know. It's a long time, but still, like, you don't quite hold the gun either. You can see that with your front hand there. My character's not quite touching the gun. It's just like there's an invisible space that I'm holding in there. It's just the meshes here don't work. This is something that is if you put it in there and you're like, hey yo, this is in early access, I'm working on it, that'd be one thing. But it's like this is not. It doesn't say any of that. I'm keep reading the description, and it's I look for permissions. I look for something that or like. Not permissions, but requirements, right? Where we like it require a different mod that I don't have. It's making it so it doesn't work. That doesn't exist. It's just this is it. This is, and I'm excited because obviously the regular Garand is a great gun. Like it's a super duper fun gun to use. Obviously, you'd always want to go chrysanthemum receiver, improved light barrel. That's always better, right? It's just the best barrel. Technically, you go cherry wood stock if you want the most accuracy, but it is a little bit heavier. It looks cooler, I think. Quick load is just this magazine, but better. 4x scope is probably the best. You could do the bayonet if you want to. I imagine the early model bayonet would be the most damage. And it doesn't actually reduce range, so I guess we'll fucking throw it on there. But it's a very simple mod that is very fucking broken. Like, this is... Like, that's broken. I mean, I guess broken isn't the right word. It's broken to me. It makes it so I can't use it. I can't recommend anybody use it. But broken is the wrong word, because I'm imagining I'm going to shoot at people with this gun, and it's going to shoot just fine. And, you know, it will kill things, and I'll stab them, and we'll do some of that too. But it is broken in the sense that, like, none of that animation is good. You don't hold the weapon correctly. It just throws me way out of the game. There's so many... I've been making Fallout 4 mod videos, you guys, for a long time now, and I've covered a lot of guns. And I usually don't even like covering... If something's broken like this, I usually actually going to make a video about it. But I've decided to take the gloves off, and we're just throwing them down. If this mod exists and it's available for download, I get to tell you if it sucks ass, and this sucks ass. But I'm going to go test it out in some combat, and we'll see if that actually functions, and then, you know, we'll go from there. I'll see you guys when we get there. Alright, everybody, we are here at the actual real deal super duper mart. The railroad warns us not to go in here. We're going to kill some ghouls. That's a good way to start. We might kill some of the raiders around out here in Lexington and stuff as we go. So obviously part of the reason I picked ghouls is because I actually want a chance to use the bayonet. There should be one right in here if I remember right. No? Not today? Not today. I do not remember the actual super duper mart apparently. We don't have a suppressor. There's no reason to even be quiet. Come on. The sound is good. I like the sound on the weapon though, right? This is an alive ghoul. It's a bayonet. I mean, obviously I don't have the basher perk or anything, and obviously shooting bullets is always better than not shooting bullets. There's our non-existent reload again. It's just, I mean, you could put no reload animation in there. You could just say it's magical gun and then it doesn't need to reload, and that would be better than what we're currently dealing with here, because it's just, you alive? Nope. There's a Minuteman guy. But yeah, I mean, ghouls, no problem. The gun is a good gun. It does functionally shoot. It is a cool gun. I mean, there's even cool Garand mods that actually work. You get the nice, satisfying ping. Now, I know that the Japanese don't ping because they put it as a magazine, but, like, you didn't put a magazine in the gun anyway. There's no magazine in the gun, right? Because I don't take a magazine out of the gun. Like, there's no actual, like, there's an unfunctional animation here. I'm getting the fuck out of this super duper mart. We've shown off the ghouls as it is. It's just, it's not tolerable things. This stuff has to get called out. Like, no one will get better unless they get told this is not enough. Now, there is the Raider man up there with the mini nuke. The fat man. Hey, he got knocked over. That's a good start. Gotta get rid of the turret too. Is he dead? He's not moving. He must be dead, huh? Do a fast shot, long range, boom. Right? Like, the gun is fine. Like, functionally fine. It's, you know, a semi-auto rifle with a 10-round capacity, big long scopes, good fire rate. Oh, I was going for the 43. Let's see how many. I mean, this is not going to quite hit. You picked the mini nuclear launcher up! That is crazy. That's crazy that you have done this. I've never seen that happen. Now, I think they only have the one mini nuke, though. But still, that's fucking crazy that you'd even do this to me. How dare you? Peek your head around again. But it's just... Anyway, speaking about the gun, there's a headshot. People can say I can't aim. It's broken. That reload animation is broken. I mean, it functions. Like, in third and first person, it's fine. And you guys can let me know. Maybe I'm missing something that I'm supposed to, know about. But even then, even if the reload animation worked, there's nothing particularly exciting about this gun. I mean, it's cool. It's cool that it exists because it's obviously based off a real gun. A real gun that only 100 to 200 in the entire world actually existed, because it's not like the Japanese were massively capturing M1 Garands during World War II and then converting them at a rapid rate, like in a factory where they're just mass producing these things. It's a very rare gun in real life too, which is why the reason you have to go find it out in the world. Oh man, I mean, that was a good bash. Look at me go. But you don't bayonet. Why would we not bayonet in third person? That's a weird one. Like, you don't stab. Like I said, don't bayonet normally. And the firing sound is quite nice, I think. Actually, that's like a positive thing I could pull out of here. I want to say, it sounds good when you shoot it. And I'm testing, obviously, that it works in here in the third person, right? So, I mean, but it's just fine gun. There's nothing super duper exciting about it, right? It's got cool stuff, and it's cool that it exists, because if you really are a nerd for this Type 4 Garand, this Japanese style Garand, it would be really cool if it worked with, if the magazine had any kind of working reload to it at all, right? Like, you guys let me know what you think down in the comment section down below. If you do want to check out this weapon, even though I tell you not to, you don't have to listen to me. That's not the rules. You're allowed to make your own choices. You can still check out the top link in the description. There'll be a link there to the Bethesda.net page or the Nexus mod page. You can download this mod for yourselves there. If you guys have enjoyed the video, like the video. If you're new to my channel, make sure to subscribe so that we can check out more videos from me. And pretty much other than that, you guys have a good rest of your day, whatever it may be, and I will see you in the next episode.